What's up, Emma? How's it going?
I have had a rough couple of months, and it just seems like the thing, I don't know, I hate to say the hits keep coming, but I need some help trying to find a corner in the circular room that I can start to try and rebuild where I'm at, where my family's at, where my marriage is at.
So walk me through what's going on.
Possibly where I'm at. There's a lot of stuff leading up to this, but a little backstory is when I was 24, my father passed away suddenly. When I was 26 or 27, my daughter had to have emergency heart surgery, ended up having to have 5 heart surgeries. Ooh. And then, anyway, my father passed away right after I was married. Then my daughter needs all these surgeries. Fast forward to now today. Okay, so that was like 10 years ago.
So you're 37 now?
Oh, I'm sorry?
You're 37 now?
No, I am, 40.
37/21, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay. I don't answering those questions anymore. So over Thanksgiving, my husband, who I knew was an alcoholic, but he never admitted it, finally admitted it, and we stopped drinking. Okay. And so that's good. It's great, right? I mean, I've been so proud of him, and that's something that I'm just, it's the one thing in my life, and I'm like, this is good. But at the same time, it's been a struggle because, he has to go through all of these challenges. And then in January, I found out, I was doing some research because I've been taking over our finances, and I found out that he had stolen approximately $72,000 out of our 401k.
Whoa.
Technically, it's just okay, but that's over 7 years. So that's like $10,000 a year that he was sneaking and stealing, and to buy the booze and to buy other stuff that he wanted. And he always told me it was called gun money, where I thought he was buying guns, fixing them up, and selling them. And I really just gave him full, I trusted him. Yeah. I really trusted him. And then recently, like in the last couple of weeks, he got an offer. He also quit. So he was in the alcohol industry, and now he switched over to olive oil or another commodity, which I was like super excited about, but he wasn't happy. And now he just got a new opportunity to take a job in the alcohol industry again. But he says it's his dream job. And I told him that I was, had my reservations, and he took it anyway. So, but the problem with the job is it's like 5.5 hours away. So we have to move to be there. And I feel like it's just a lot. I mean, that's just in a short period of time. Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know if I've ever, I mentioned my father and my daughter because I don't know if I ever got over that, So it just feels like everything is like what I could have put away to the side, I may have to deal with now. And all of this with my husband.
How many kids do you have?
We have 3 children.
How long have you been married?
18 years.
Is, going to get right to it. Is your marriage over?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so? But no. Does he think so?
No, he doesn't think so. He is 100%.
Let me ask it this way. You've let him do for a decade.
Yeah.
He was an alcoholic, and you knew it, and you let him.
Well, he was functioning. He was like it was like more like, hey, I'm going to go sit by the fire and drink till I fall asleep. Right.
So, like I said, you knew it, and right when you're married to an alcoholic, that impacts your intimate life, that impacts your sleep life, it impacts your hey, that's just dad life, it impacts your kid, it impacts everything. Even if they're a functioning alcoholic, it impacts everything. And it just becomes, that's just the way he is. But you knew it. And I'm not blaming you. I'm just laying it out here so that you can see his perspective. He's been able to do whatever he wants. And then he just made an extra 10 grand every year, taking money from the family's future to do whatever he wants because he's been allowed to do whatever he wants. And here's what I know. I'm not gonna blame you. I'm not gonna shame you or anything like that. 1 month or 2 months, if my wife's like, "Hey, I got some extra this or something," cool. That's $1,000 a month. That's $800 a month or whatever.
It is.
Over 10 years. And so he robbed you for 10 years, and you chose to look the other direction for 10 years. And now now I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, from his perspective, he runs this house. He does whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Right? And now he's just taking another job that's going to kill him. That's going to go back to the way things were in another town. And you know what? Y'all are just going to get in the boat and come along, because that's the way it works. And so when I ask you, is your marriage over? That's what I'm asking you. And what I'm saying is it just going to be the way it was, or is this the moment when you say no more? Because if it's just the way it's going to be, then it's just the way it's going to be. And if you're going to say, you know what, not this time, I'm not moving this time. I'm not going to go back to having you be an alcoholic, work in this environment. I'm not going to just pretend that you didn't put us in the hole. $75,000 times compound interest over a decade times over 3 decades, which is a lot of money.
It makes me sick, because I'm all about financial stability.
Right. And you had to be about financial stability because you weren't about relational stability. Your dad, was a vapor, right? You almost lost your baby several times, right? You lived in the shadow of a functioning alcoholic, right? And so financial security became the thing you could control. And even that got slipped through your fingers, right?
Exactly. And we're living in our dream house right now. I'm trying to fix it. During all this time, we knew we needed to do foundation repair on it. So I started all this foundation repair. He's working Monday through Friday, 5.5 hours away. Good news is he's living with his parents. So, and his parents and I are kind of on the same page. They don't know about the embezzlement, but they do know about the alcohol. And
what did he say when you confronted him about the money?
He took full responsibility. And I asked him, I said, I think you need to research and find out how much it is. I said, but you need to know that I'm going to research and find out how much it is. So he researched and found out $32,000. When I researched, I found out the $72,000, because I'm really good with finances and I can find out when people are taking money.
I know, but listen. Okay, so let's pretend you and I are having coffee and I showed up.
Okay.
And I said, my husband's stealing from me. When I called him on it, he lied about it. He went on this big I'm so sorry expedition. I'm going to find out how much. He lied by half. He's been an alcoholic. He finally got away from it. And then he just packed up and moved 5.5 hours away in with his parents and took another job. And what would you tell me? Emma, your marriage is over. It's on the rocks. It is drowning. This isn't about foundation. This isn't about money thievery. It's about y'all are living 2 completely separate lives. And you've got a picture that you are taking bits of information and trying to put it this way. It's like a puzzle and there's missing pieces. And so you have a piece of construction paper underneath this puzzle and you're coloring it in, trying to make the puzzle work together. And it's not. Because he just keeps taking more pieces because he can take whatever he wants. And at some point, you got to get in a car and y'all got to meet, probably with somebody, and you got to just put it out there and say, do you want to be my husband? Because if you want to be my husband, this is what this is going to look like.
Right. I do want to have a relationship with him. I just want to be able to work this out. I mean, But
he's got to be able to want to do that too.
Yeah, he says he does. He says he does.
I know, but then but behavior is a language.
Yeah.
He says he does, and then he took a job 5.5 hours away, moved in with his parents, and got back in the alcohol industry.
Yeah, the reason he also took the job is because it makes more money.
Sure,
and I think he's trying to make up the money that he took.
But listen, when I wasn't well, my wife and I took a $70,000 household pay cut to move to a new city, and I took a new job so I could get well. So she could get well, so we could heal our marriage.
Right.
I don't care how much money he's making. I don't. I'd rather him quit and go work at Starbucks and rebuild himself in your relationship from the floor up, together with you. Not be further deceitful, not be further selfish, not further put you guys relationally back even further in order to chase down this money and try to get it back. And man, no way, Jose, dude. Somebody's got to throw the flag on this deal, turn all the lights in the stadium on, and y'all got to walk out and meet at the 50-yard line and say, what are we doing? I want to be your wife. You say you want to be my husband, and here's the world we're living in. Because a team who has... Here's the other thing. After he stole from the family, stole from your kid's future, stole from y'all's future, and then lied about it, and then took another job, you'll have to rebuild something new. You're not just going to get back to the way things were. And by the way things were no good. He was a functioning alcoholic that you let do whatever he wanted to do. You guys got to build something new. And then he packed up and moved and left you to deal with the foundation and 3 kids and. So y'all have to get in a room, excavate what was, because what was is gone, and decide, do we want to get an architect and an engineer and a builder and build something new? And if we do, what is that going to look like? That's going to look like a couple that makes 5-hour moves together, decisions together. We take new jobs together. We raise our kids together. We rise and fall with your sobriety together. You don't conspire with his parents to keep an eye on him. He's a grown man. He's going to do what he wants to, and he's been able to forever. And so here's the thing. Your marriage, it's not over. I shouldn't have said it like that. It is on a ventilator. It's on a ventilator. It is gasping for air. And I want to see you turn all the lights on in the hospital and pull the hoses out and say, we're going to make this thing right. All right. Thanks for that call, Emma. Y'all got a lot of work to do. Let me know how that journey goes. But make that call this weekend and let's get on it.